Diyos. Maraming salamat po sa buhay at lakas na aming taglay, sa liwanag ng kaisipan at sa pagkakataong maipagpatuloy ang pag-aaral ng mga kabataan. Gabayan po ang bawat isa sa amin. Anuman ang bahagi na aming gagampanan, naway maging maayos at matagumpay ang pagtuturo at pag-aaral na aming gagawin sa araw na ito. Patawarin mo po kami sa aming mga pagkulang at pagkakasala. At sa aming paggawa, ikaw po ang aming makasama. Amen.
Good morning, grade 6 learners. I'm glad that you're here.
Hello, kids.
And I know
How
that
are you
you're all
today?
excited to
I
learn
hope that
more
you're all safe
about the
and
things
healthy.
around us.
It's me again, Teacher
I'm
Charlotte,
Sir
and
Leslie
you are watching
from
Valenzuela
Apollonia
Live
Profile
for
Elementary
English 6
School,
Quarter
your
1.
FB Live
In this
teacher
episode, we are going
And
to talk about the
welcome
topic
to another
Identify
science
real
terrific
or
episode
make-believe
here
facts
in
and non-fact
Valenzuela FB
images
Live.
with a K-12
Are you ready for
curriculum guide
today's
code
lesson?
EN6
You already know what to do.
BC-3A
Upon joining our live session, you need to
Note
comment
also that
your
this
full
lesson is
name
on pages 16
and the name
to
of your
18 of your
respective
module.
school.
Before we start,
This is
let
for
us
me
first
to
have an
acknowledge your
attendance check.
attendance for this
You may
day.
comment your name,
If
the
you
name
want
of
to
your
ask- if
school,
you want to
and
ask
your
some
graded
questions
section
related
in
to
the
our
comment
topic
box.
for today,
You can also tag
or
your subject
you want to
teacher.
participate in
I
our
will give you 30
discussion,
seconds to do it,
you may
and your
type it
timer
in our
starts
comment
now.
box below. And please the different types
So if you're
of
ready,
colloids.
get your pen and notebook, sit up straight,
Identify
listen
the
carefully,
common household
and let's
colloids
jump right into our lesson
and their
for today.
uses.
How are you today? I hope that
We've
all of
learned
you who
quite
are
a bit
home are
different
fine. We have been
about the
staying at
kinds of
home since the start of this
mixtures.
pandemic,
For
and
example,
this is really depressing.
We've learned
Especially that
about
we cannot go outside
homogeneous
and be with our
mixtures
friends
or
and schoolmates.
uniform mixtures.
However,
that
we know
the
that all
solution
this are
or
for
other
our own good
substances
and the good of other
disperse
people.
evenly
We can prevent
in water
the spread
or
of the
some
virus
other
if we avoid
solvents to
physical
form
or
a
close
solution.
contact with other people.
We
Besides,
have also
we can
seen
still
some
interact,
heterogeneous
talk, and
mixtures
even be updated
where the
with them
components
using the
are
latest
easily
technology and
distinguished
platforms
just like
like
oil
Facebook,
and water
Zoom,
or
Messenger,
pebbles and
Instagram, and a lot more.
Last lesson,
See,
we talk about
there are now
suspension.
so many ways on how we can cope with our
Suspension
loneliness
is
at
a
home
heterogeneous
without going
mixture
outside and contributing
composed
in
of
the spread of the
large
virus.
particles
So there's no
that are
reason to be
visible
sad
to the
anymore.
naked eye.
Just be happy and think positive.
These substances
For
do
now,
not
let us keep
dissolve
ourselves
completely
safe and
in
continue
solvents.
praying that everything
And the
goes back to
particles
normalcy.
that do not dissolve settle
Today,
down
we will be
at
listening
the
to a
bottom.
conversation between Rihanna
But in
and
reality,
Vin.
is that
They were
there are
once
other
grade
types of
6 pupils
mixtures
like you.
that do not fall
They are good in
strictly
using
into
gadgets
one of
and
these,
computers.
but
They use
rather
this to
fall
communicate to
in
each other
between.
over the internet. Are
So
you ready
let's
to
find
listen?
out what this
If
could
you
be.
are, please hit the like button
We
so we
can
can continue.
also create mixture that is in between a suspension
And since the like
and
buttons are popping
a
up, I guess we
homogeneous
are ready to listen.
solution.
Here
this
we go.
will usually form
You may take
because
notes while
the
listening
particle
to
size
Vince and
of it
Rihanna's video.
is smaller than the particle size of a suspension and bigger than the particle size of a solution. It is called colloids. Colloid is a mixture with particles evenly scattered in dispersing medium
Hi, Vince.
without
How are you?
settling down.
I'm fine.
For
I'm
us
busy
to
helping
easily
cleaning
understand
and
the
doing
colloids,
chores at home.
let's watch
I
this
also
activity.
do some Facebook and TikTok occasionally. I have a million things to do, but I enjoy it. How about you, Rihanna?
Two cups
Ah,
filled with mixture
that's
A
nice.
and B,
I'm happy for you. In my place, I have a dragon who's breathing fire. It is so hot. It's like I'm on the surface of the sun. You should have an air conditioner so it won't be that hot in there. That's easy to say for someone like you, who have a
different
So
types
if
of
you're ready,
colloids.
get your pen and notebook, sit up straight, listen carefully, and let's jump right into our lesson for the day. How are you today? I hope that all of you
About the kinds of mixtures. For example, we've learned about homogeneous mixtures or uniform mixtures, that the solution or other substances disperse evenly in water or some other solvents to form a solution. We have also seen some heterogeneous mixtures where the components are easily distinguished just like oil and water, or pebbles and rice. Last lesson, we talk about suspension. Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture composed of large particles that are visible to the naked eye. These substances do not dissolve completely in solvents, and the particles that do not dissolve settle down at the bottom. But in reality is that there are other types of mixtures that do not fall strictly into one of these, but rather fall in between. So let's find out what this could be. We can also create mixture that is in between a suspension and a homogeneous solution. This will usually form because the particle size of it is smaller than the particle size of a suspension and bigger than the particle size of a solution. It is called colloids. Colloid is a mixture with particles evenly scattered in dispersing medium without settling down. For us to easily understand the colloids, let's watch this activity. We will need the following materials for our activity. 2 cups labeled with mixture A and B, water, spoon for stirring, eggs, salt, powdered milk, sugar, and oil. Alright, let's start. Place 2 drinking glasses side by side. Label the 2 glasses with mixture A and B. Fill half of each glass with water. In glass labeled as mixture A, put 1 tablespoon of milk. Stir it and set aside. So this is a mixture A. While in glass labeled in mixture B, let us put 1 tablespoon of salt. Stir it and set aside. This is mixture B. And now, let us use our laser and observe if the light will pass through the mixture A and B. Let's try another example. Again, place 2 drinking glasses side by side. Label the two glasses with mixture C and D. So fill half of each glass with water. In a glass labeled as mixture C, let us mix together 1 tablespoon of oil and an egg yolk. This is mixture C. Stir it and set aside. While in a glass labeled mixture D, let us put 1 tablespoon of sugar stir it and set aside. This is mixture C and D. And now, let us again use our laser and observe if the light will pass through the mixture C and D. What did you observe in our activity? In sample number 1, we have the mixture A, which is the combination of milk and water. And mixture B is the combination of sugar and water. As we observe, the light that passed through in the mixture B is not visible, while in mixture A, the light is scattered. Same with the sample number 2. The light beam is scattered in mixture C. And therefore, we can say that mixture A and C is an example of colloids. And mixture B and D are solutions. And this scattering of light that we saw a while ago in our colloids is called the Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect is seen as a beam of light in colloids because there is scattering of light. When light beams pass through it due to the dispersed particles which absorb, reflect, and scatter of light. And did you know that Tyndall effect by John Tyndall is a property of colloid? Again, colloid is a mixture with particles evenly scattered in a dispersing medium without settling down. Colloids has 5 types. We have sol, emulsion, aerosols, foams, and gels. In sol, it is a solid dispersed in either solid or a liquid. Example of it are blood, paints, gum, and muddy water. While in emulsion is a liquid dispersed in either liquid or solid. Example of emulsions are milk, cod liver oil, butter, mayonnaise, and creams. Now, in aerosols are suspensions of liquid or solid particles. Clouds and fogs are natural aerosols. Dusty air and smoke are aerosols too. Insecticides, perfume spray, spray paint are artificial aerosols. Foams are colloids which consist of gas dispersed in liquid or solid. Example of foams are whipped cream, soap lather, or liquid foams. While styrofoam, pumice, yeast bread, and cake icing are solid foams. Lastly, the gels are colloids which consist of liquid dispersed in solid. We have the gelatin dessert, silica gel, which placed in a small packages or in packets of medicines to keep them dry. The different examples of colloids mentioned are important in our daily lives. Natural colloids such as blood, fog, and clouds are basic of living things. Man-made colloids are also useful. Numerous colloids such as milk, butter, gelatin, jam, jelly, and other creamy substances such as mayonnaise and whipped cream are used as food or ingredients for preparing food. Some colloids, such as magnesium hydroxide, creams, and ointments, are used as medicines and cosmetics. While the paints have both protective and decorative functions. Styrofoam, inks, and white glues are used in offices and printing press. And insecticides are used in farming. All right, good job, grade 6 learners. If you enjoyed our discussion, just click the like or heart button below. For us to test our understanding about the different types of colloids and its uses, we have here an activity. Let us identify the following colloids. You just simply type your answer in the comment box if what type of colloid is in the picture. Let's start. For our question number 1 or picture number 1. Is it a sol or a foam? Comment down your answer. All right. The correct answer is sol. Very good. Blood is an example of a sol. How about in picture number 2? Is it an example of a gel or an aerosol? Comment down your answer. Okay. In picture number 2, the correct answer is insecticides is an example of aerosols. Let's try number 3, picture number 3. Is it an emulsion or a sol? Comment down your answer. Okay, the correct answer is emulsion. You did a great job, grade 6 learners. I'm glad that you learned a lot today. We will now accept some questions related to our topic in our hashtag Ask Your Science Teacher time. So what are you waiting for? Comment down your questions. All right. So we have one question from our viewer. He asked that, Sir, can you differentiate colloids from a suspension? Very good question. Suspension and colloids are heterogeneous mixture. A suspension is identifiable because its particles are large and settle out in a dispersing medium to the effects of gravity. The dispersed particles of colloid are intermediate in size between those of a solution and suspension. Another question. Sir, is clouds and fogs really colloids? Yes, it is. When the dispersion medium is gas, the dispersed space can be solid or liquid, but not gas. Colloids of gas which with dispersed space as solid or liquids are called aerosols. So, fog is an example of an aerosol particles. Thus, clouds or fog is a colloidal system in which the dispersed space is liquid and the dispersed medium is gas. Oops, sorry, we don't have enough time to answer all your questions today. But I know that your science teachers in your school will help you with this. So don't forget to attend your virtual class tomorrow. But before we end our discussion, let us sum up the important points in our lesson. And remember the following. Colloids is a mixture with particles evenly scattered in a dispersing medium without settling down. Sol, emulsion, aerosols, foams, and gels are the types of colloids. Colloids are used in farming, medicine, cosmetics, personal hygiene, food ingredients, cleaning agent, and for beautification. And for our homework, answer the activities on your module in science on page 18. Again, answer the activities on your module in science in page 18. Before we end, let me leave you this quotation. The word is indeed a mixture of truth and belief. Discard the make-believe and take the truth. By Rama Krishna. Thank you for listening. Again, I'm Sir Leslie. See you again next week for another Science Terrific episode here in Valenzuela FB Live.